right, so my team has sent me what they're describing as car debt that's so dumb there's really no words for it. We're going to try and put some words to it today. Let's go ahead and dive right in.
Is it the new norm for a car payment to be $1,500 to $2,000? Is that the new norm? I need to know. Because that used to be what a mortgage was on a house, on your home. And now, y'all are paying that for a Toyota? Please. Is that the norm? Tell me.
I don't think it's the norm. I believe the latest average I had seen was a $748 per month payment, which is astonishing. I remember back when payments were a couple $100 a month, maybe $300 a month, anything more than that, and it started to feel absurd. If this is the new normal, as she's saying, guys, it's imperative to your future that you are not normal. You have to be abnormal, be unusual, be weird, and avoid going out and spending that type of money to acquire a car. If you're paying the same for your rent or mortgage that it's costing you to own a vehicle, when you combine the insurance and the maintenance costs and the repairs and the oil changes and the fuel and your principal and interest, you're just never going to end up owning a home. You're not. Or other assets for that matter. Your money needs to be working for you. And the value of these cars, especially on the luxury side of things, is basically it's a rock in the ocean. It is going to sink straight to the floor. On my Jeep, I believe the value on that thing at this point is probably arguably $35,000 or $40,000. It's completely tricked out. Nobody cares that it's tricked out. All the accessories and the build out on those is basically money that's been ripped up. I'm going to still be facing kind of a blue book situation on it if I were to put it on the market. So, the money that I spent on that Jeep is quickly fading away. Would I do it again? Sure, but I can't afford it. And I'm generally recommending to people when it comes to the toys, including vehicles, dream cars, that you allow your assets to buy them for you. And I've been lucky enough to do that. In fact, I've even financed vehicles, many, many vehicles. I have several vehicles right now that are still financed because I have assets that are paying for them. In fact, they are part of my assets. I do own a blue collar sewer business, and some of the vehicles that we use for that are financed. And even though they are dropping in value, we put a ton of miles on them. We beat them up. They're worth quite a bit less than what we spent on them. They make us a ton of money, well over six figures each and every month. So, guys, it's very important that you realize going out and financing vehicles and spending $1,000-$2,000 or even more on a car when you're all in each and every month, and you're dealing with maintenance and the value of that car is continuing to go down, that it's going to crush your financial future. Let's take a look at the next video.
What's the balance of this?
48,000.
We just got it.
Yeah.
How many months?
75. You're not gonna like the interest rate either.
What is it?
That's 18.
Yeah, it's 18.
No, are you my life?
No.
What are you doing? What are you guys doing to your future, guys?
Well,
how could you sign this? How could you see the number 18 and sign it? At 70 whatever months with that minimum monthly payment. You guys are lucky you don't have a mortgage.
that was kind of our reasoning.
That's a bad reason.
We can afford it.
That gives you opportunity. That doesn't mean fuck up more.
You're right, but we can afford it.
No.
It's just...
Guys, the car's worth $31,550.
Well, aren't they all always upside down like the first year?
Yeah, but that's a substantial drop. That's a substantial drop.
Okay, well.
What is that, $17,000?
Yeah.
Did I math that right?
I will say the Prius was upside down 14. They ended up only needing to roll over.
Did you put nothing down?
Mm-mm.
For the Prius?
We put $2,500 down for this one.
Those salespeople made their commission. Let me tell you, this car's that's insane.
Gotta love Caleb. He has the reactions I'm feeling inside most of the time. Let's go to the comments on this one. $32,000 in interest is insane. Another comment, 75 months, 18%. Girl, what's your credit score? 3. Another comment, if you could afford it, you wouldn't have needed to sign an 18% APR loan. And that's the crux of this matter here, guys, is that most people really need to redefine what it means to afford it. The financial ignorance in this country is mind-boggling. And it's becoming a lot more difficult to excuse it because of the availability of information. You can come to channels like this. You can go to any one of the plethora of other channels and sources of education in order to not be stupid about the decisions that you're making. You're willing to have the car and pay 18% interest on it and spend $32,000 in finance costs. That probably doesn't even include the costs that were rolled into the loan for the dealership, yet you're not willing to take a day or two to just simply do a little math and do a little research online. Financial literacy is better than being forced into learning financial lessons, folks. Learn it ahead of time. You don't have to learn it the hard way. I've learned a lot of these mistakes the hard way myself. I'm not immune to impulsivity, therapy spending, but I've learned that if I could go back in time and avoid it, I certainly would have changed my ways. I would have done it differently. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. This is an unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion. If you need more than 24 months to pay off your vehicle, you cannot afford it. I'll repeat that. If you need more than 24 months to pay off your vehicle, you cannot afford it.
Okay, nice quick video. I actually totally agree. And we've said it on this channel before. I generally will only take out an auto loan, and I will typically finance a vehicle for much less than what it costs. I'll usually put the vast majority on the vehicle. I'll finance a small portion just to gain the extra credit history, and I will pay it off in under 1 year, not typically 2. I think spending any more on interest than necessary is absolutely foolish. I am completely against paying interest unless I'm paying such a small APR or APY on the money I'm borrowing that I can simply go out and reinvest my money elsewhere. For example, the mortgage on this property, I'm a big advocate for mortgage acceleration, paying homes off free and clear, but this is a 2.8% interest rate. Why would I do that when I can simply put my money into a high yield savings account and earn 4% on that money, making a 1.2% difference? Unless you're getting phenomenal terms, which are not being offered right now through dealerships or for auto loans, ultimately it's going to make sense for you to maintain that loan for as little time as possible. 6 months to a year, I would generally recommend. I wouldn't be purchasing the vehicle unless you can actually pay cash for it. And I'm only financing in order to gain more depth within my credit report, therefore driving my scores up higher or just stabilizing those scores further. All right, let's go to the next one.
The car is the least used, most expensive asset we own. You drive it to work and you drive it home, and maybe you drive it somewhere in the weekends. Take that total hours and divide it by the 168 hours in the week. You're using the car for like 10% of your life. And it costs you $40,000 and just sitting there?
Yeah, there are days we don't even drive our cars,
Well,
you know?
exactly. And it's a $40,000 thing. Boy, whatever you pay for your car, $20,000.
Yeah, we're not rich like you.
Point is, you say, I'm going to work and I'm leaving 20 minutes, a car shows up. And it drives 100 miles an hour to work, and you get out and the car goes pick somebody else up.
Interesting take. I actually agree with that. Never really thought to actually reverse engineer total use and kind of the cost of that use, but he has a great point. I'm in the same boat. I don't drive often. I can do 95% of my work at home or wherever I choose. I fill up my gas tank probably 2.5 times a month, put about an average of 12,000 to 12,500 miles per year on the vehicle. I still love driving it, right? I really do. I love getting out and driving around, but he's right. I mean, for the price of $73,000, what the heck am I doing? Again, the only reason I was able to justify that was my assets were able to buy it for me. But if I were working and just spending that money that I earned from my normal work, I would not have made that type of purchase. In fact, I didn't spend over $30,000 on a vehicle until I was generating over 7 figures a year for multiple years in a row. That was the first time I ever spent over $30,000. And I feel like spending $30,000 on a car now is second nature. It's almost rare not to see people driving a car that didn't cost at least $30,000. Last video for today.
How car loan interest works in 60 seconds. You go to the dealership and they offer you a $10,000 car loan at a 15% interest rate. Most people see that and think 15% of $10,000, that's only $1,500 bucks, I can handle that. Unfortunately, that is not how interest works. For that $10,000 car loan at 15% interest rate over 5 years, you'd be paying more than $4,000 just in interest. That's almost half the value of the car. The reason interest is such a big deal is because it's applied every single month on your remaining balance. So to break it down, in month 1, you would take your remaining loan balance, which is $10,000, times your monthly interest rate, which gets you how much you would pay just in interest. Then you pay a little bit on top to pay off the actual loan. Month 2 comes around and you paid a little bit of the loan, so you have the remaining balance times your monthly interest rate to get your interest payment, then a little bit extra to pay off some of the actual loan again. Month 3 comes around, you take whatever's left on your loan balance times your monthly interest rate, and so on. This is why interest is so expensive. It's not just 15% of whatever was loaned to you. You pay that interest on whatever's left every single month. So next time you go to the dealership, don't just jump at whatever interest rate seems reasonable. Take a minute to pull out your phone, look up an auto loan calculator, and find out exactly how much you'll actually be spending in interest.
Fantastic advice. To my point earlier, you have to be spending a little bit of time. It doesn't take much to educate yourself. And don't go in blinded by this shiny object that you've fallen in love with. You've been around it for a whopping 30 minutes or an hour. You took it for a little test spin, and now you just can't live without it. So $4,000 in interest over the life of that loan sounds worth it to you. People will justify absolutely anything. I would say before you even go to the dealership, why not take a little time, pull up an amortization schedule, pull up an auto loan calculator, do the math, and understand what you're getting yourself into. Do a little research on what those cars are worth now when just a few years ago they might have been selling for twice that. And decide for yourself, is that going to be worth it? What else could you have done with the money? Take the savings that you would have been putting into that vehicle, hypothesize purchasing a less expensive car, a car no one else cares about but you, and take the savings and the difference and reinvest it into something else, and use another type of investment calculator from your phone or your computer and determine what that money would be worth to you over the next 10, 20, or even 30 years. And you will be shocked at how much you are throwing away. It is not just the costs of interest. It is not just the depreciation of the vehicle. It is not just the higher insurance costs and repair costs for the car. It is also the opportunity costs that you are losing by not being able to put that money into something better. So we're going to leave you there with that today, guys. This was almost too dumb for words. I'm glad that we took a little chance to react to this together. Stay tuned to the channel for more of these great reaction videos. Until then, we'll see you on the next one, and keep on cash flowing. Take care.